Have you ever thought about negative Ned or negative Nancy? I think about those folks all the time. How miserable it must be to live in their world every single day. And one of the things this last year, which was a confrontational or I don't know, just everybody was talking about it, was SilverScript. When they took their drugs from tier 3 to 2, all I heard was, we're not getting paid anything. We're not getting paid anything. Well, I don't know if y'all know this, and maybe this is a news flash, but I don't know that anybody ever got really prosperous over PDP plans. So when I first heard about a lot of these drugs dropping from tier 3 to tier 2, positive Patsy took off in my head. And immediately I started thinking about, this is amazing. I can show a client where they're going to save an average of around $500 a year on drug cost going from tier 3 to tier 2. And in order to accommodate you, Mr. Jones, I don't get paid commission on this any longer. However, what I have realized is that there's a way to take that savings and invest it in cancer protection for you. I think what's so sad about the negative Neds and the negative Nancys is they start thinking about how they're taken advantage of instead of how to take advantage of it, help your client, and turn that into dollars. So since I'm talking about SilverScript, I want to talk about Aetna Cancer for a minute. You know, very few jobs would you ever walk into work and say, hey, for every dollar you bring in, we're going to give you 80 cents on the dollar. Well, the new comp schedule with Aetna on the street level is doing exactly that. Plus, they're paying you a $25 bonus. Now, when you think about, oh my gosh, I lost my $10 on my PDP or I lost my $50 on PDP, think about how much more money you're making by educating your client on why they need cancer protection. Some of you are so scared of asking the hard question. And the question is simply this. There are very few questions, if you've watched me at all, that I ever start with do, does, are, or will you. Because usually you're going to get a yes or a no. I like this question because I know 98% of the time the answer is going to be no. But it's like, Mr. Jones, let me ask you a question. If you were to get diagnosed with cancer and I put you in this zero premium plan, the worst out of pocket you could have on cancer, which is an 87% statistic for people over age 50, 87% of cancers that are diagnosed are in people over age 50. You're turning 65. You're obviously over age 50. So do you have $8,300 sitting in your bank account if you're part of that statistic? If they say no, great. You know right where to go. You're going to write an application. If they say yes, fantastic. You at least have your out-of-pocket covered, but you have no idea what your prescription drug costs are going to be because you have no idea how expensive the drugs are that treat cancer. For $1 a day, we can take care of you. I read a book yesterday, still reading it, on what makes marriage great. I always love to read and learn about other people. And James Carville makes a quote in this book about his mother. And he says that she taught him more about sales than anybody he's ever seen. And this is what she did. She was a stay-at-home parent, and she was selling World Book encyclopedias. And she would walk up to a door, and she would turn around and ask her son, what's the capital of this country? What's the capital of this state? And James Carville knew the answer. And all these people said, he's a genius at that age. And she said, no, he has World Book encyclopedias. For $1 a day, you can have World Book encyclopedias. But they would usually say, hey, you need to come back and talk to the husband. You know, this was years ago. And she would come back to the husband and she would look around the yard and she would see all the different things were in the yard. And she said, "You mean to tell me you don't want to buy World Book encyclopedias for your kids, but you can afford that bass boat over there?" Think about how long people have been using a choice clothes or $1 a day. It gets used on you every day, my friends. It's all over TV. What you need to remember is that your client wants to hear about these products. Because if you don't bring it up, somebody's going to bring it up and they're going to take your client. Because the more policies a client has with you, the more they see you as their agent. But go back to the Aetna cancer policy for a minute. If you've not pulled out your commission schedule, you should. You just got a big raise this year. Again, every dollar you bring in the first year, you're making 80 cents of that. 80 cents. And then you're going to get a $25 bonus. I challenge each and every one of you to give me a shout. Let me coach you. Let me coach your agents. And we will start having your clients better taken care of than ever before. And when you take care of them, they take care of you. Every time they pay that premium, it is paycheck protection for you, my friends. So reach out to us. Let us know how we can help you.